Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another air theory test. You see, we've got Mark helping again.
Good evening. Right, let's do some chat.
Yep.
So, Gillian's Dots first in says, good evening, Dan and Mark. Good evening, Gillian. We've got D. Harris who says, good evening, Dan and Mark. Evening, D.
DJ.
D says, good evening, Gillian. And Gillian says, good evening, D. Nice and simple.
Okay. I'm sure. Hang on, I'm going to take. I don't think. No, it's not even plugged in.
Well, you're the only person that could have unplugged it.
Yes. That's why you didn't wait for. There we go.
What should you do if you see a pedestrian waiting at a zebra crossing? Ignore them as they're still on the pavement. Be ready to slow down or stop to let them cross. Stop before you reach the zigzag lines and let them cross. Go on quickly before they step onto the crossing. Be ready to slow down or stop to let them cross. What does this sign mean? Contraflow cycle lane. Cycles and buses only. No cycles or buses. With flow cycle lane.
Cycle. A contraflow cycle lane.
What should you do before driving into a tunnel? Switch off your radio. Switch on your windscreen wipers. Take off your sunglasses. Close your sunroof.
Right, if you're going into a tunnel, take off your sunglasses. Radio, well, it's probably make it into clearance, but it's not going to do anything. Windscreen wiper, well, it's not raining. In closing sunroof, that's not going to do anything. Sunglasses make waiting be able to see properly.
You're waiting to turn right out of a minor road. It's clear to the left, but a lorry is coming from the right. Why should you wait even if you have enough time to turn? Anything overtaking the lorry will be hidden from view. The load on the lorry might be unstable. The lorry might be slowing down. The lorry could suddenly speed up. Anything overtaking the lorry will be hidden from view.
Yeah.
What's most likely to waste fuel? Using different brands of fuel. Underinflated tires. Driving on motorways. Reducing your speed. What's most likely to waste fuel?
Not driving on the motorway.
Using different brands of fuel.
No, I don't think it's,
Reducing your speed.
Underinflated tires.
When may you cross a double solid white line in the middle of the road?
To pass a vehicle that is towing a trailer. To pass a car signalling to turn left ahead. To pass a road maintenance vehicle travelling at 10 miles an hour or less. To pass traffic that is queuing back at a junction.
Right. So,
To pass a vehicle that is towing a trailer.
no.
To pass a car signalling to turn left ahead. To pass a road maintenance vehicle travelling at 10 miles an hour or less. To pass traffic that is queuing back at a junction.
Right. I think it's 10.
You're parked on the road at night. When must you use parking lights? When you're near a bus stop. When the speed limit exceeds 30 miles per hour. When you're facing oncoming traffic. When there are continuous white lines in the middle of the road.
Right. At night. We should never park at a bus stop. Something's when traffic is exceeding more than 30.
When you're facing oncoming traffic.
No.
When there are continuous white lines in the middle of the road. You're on a long motorway journey. What should you do if you start to feel sleepy? Leave the motorway and stop in a safe place. Drive faster to complete your journey sooner. Play some loud music. Stop on the hard shoulder for a rest.
Play music must be season up. No.
Leave the motorway and stop in a safe place.
Yeah, I think that makes more sense.
What advice should you give to a driver who has had a few alcoholic drinks at a party? Wait a short while and then drive home. Drive home carefully and slowly. Go home by public transport. Have a strong cup of coffee and then drive home.
Get public transport.
Why is it dangerous to leave rear fog lights switched on after the fog has cleared? They may be confused with brake lights. The bulbs would fail. Electrical systems could be overloaded. Direction indicators may not work properly.
May get confused with brake lights.
When are you not allowed to sound your vehicle's horn? At any time in a built-up area. Between 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. in a built-up area. Between 11:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. on any road. Between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. in a built-up area.
I think it's 11:30 in any road.
Your insurer will issue you with an insurance certificate. When must you produce this document for inspection? When a police officer asks you for it. When buying or selling a vehicle. When making a SORN. When your vehicle is having an MOT test. Your insurer will issue you with an insurance certificate. When must you produce this document for inspection?
When the police act first.
What does it mean when a moving vehicle is showing a flashing amber beacon? The vehicle is slow moving. The vehicle is a doctor's car. The vehicle belongs to a school crossing patrol. The vehicle has broken down.
Slow moving vehicle.
You're travelling on a road that has road humps. What should you do when the driver in front is travelling more slowly than you? Slow down and stay behind. Sound your horn. Flash your headlights. Overtake as soon as you can. Slow down and stay behind.
Yeah.
Which sign means that pedestrians may be walking along the road?
B.
A horse rider is in the left-hand lane approaching a roundabout. Where should you expect the rider to go? Straight ahead, to the right, in any direction, to the left.
In any direction.
What does this sign mean? Place of historical interest. Multi-exit roundabout. Risk of ice. 6 roads converge.
Looks at pace.
You're waiting to emerge from a junction. The windscreen pillar is restricting your view. What should you be particularly aware of? Coaches, buses, motorcyclists, lorries.
Motorcyclist.
What should you do if the amber lights come on and a warning sounds while you're driving over a level crossing? Stop and reverse back to clear the crossing. Get everyone out of the vehicle immediately. Keep going and clear the crossing. Stop immediately and use your hazard warning lights.
Keep going to the other crossing.
On what type of road surface may anti-lock brakes be ineffective? Smooth, loose, firm, dry.
Loose.
What should you check before you start a journey in foggy weather? You have a mobile phone with you. You have a warning triangle in the vehicle. The windows and lights are clean and clear. The radiator has enough antifreeze. The windows and lights are clean and clear.
Yeah.
What does this traffic sign mean? Advised maximum speed limit. Compulsory maximum speed limit. Advised separation distance. Compulsory minimum speed limit.
Compulsory minimum. Maximum.
How would age affect an older person's driving ability? They won't signal at junctions. They won't be able to obtain car insurance. They'll need glasses to read road signs. They'll take longer to react to hazards.
Longer to react.
When must you contact the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Agency, DVLA? When you change your vehicle. When you get a parking ticket. When your vehicle's insurance is due. When you use your vehicle for work.
I don't think it's.
When you change your vehicle.
No.
When your vehicle's insurance is due.
Check it out.
You want to turn left at this junction. What should you do if your view of the main road is restricted? Build up your speed so that you can emerge quickly. Stop and apply the parking brake, even if the road is clear. Stay well back and wait to see if anything comes. Approach slowly and edge out until you can see more clearly.
Yep.
You're approaching a junction where the traffic lights aren't working. What should you do when a police officer gives this signal? Stop at the stop line. Turn right only. Continue ahead only. Turn left only.
Stop at the line.
How should a load be carried on your roof rack? Securely fastened with suitable restraints. Visible in your exterior mirror. Covered with plastic sheeting. Loaded towards the rear of the vehicle.
Slap down securely.
How can you avoid wheel spin when you're driving on an icy road? Use the parking brake if the wheels start to slip. Drive in a low gear at all times. Drive at a slow speed in the highest gear possible. Brake gently and repeatedly.
Oh. Right.
Use the parking brake if the wheels start to slip.
I think I'll lock the brakes on. Could force it to get even more.
Brake gently and repeatedly.
That's the same.
Drive in a low gear at all times. Drive at a slow speed in the highest gear possible.
What is the nearest you may park to a junction? 15 meters or 49 feet. 10 meters or 32 feet. 20 meters or 66 feet. 12 meters or 39 feet.
10 meters.
What's the aim of a smart motorway? To reduce rest stops. To prevent tailgating. To prevent overtaking. To reduce congestion.
Reduce congestion.
What does this sign indicate? A cycle route. A pedestrian zone. A diversion route. A picnic area.
I've never seen one. Don't in the pic.
A pedestrian zone.
Might be.
A cycle route. A diversion route.
Don't have a diversion. Cycle route. Would just be cyclist. I think it could be a picnic area. Never seen one.
What could cause you to crash if the level is allowed to get too low? Brake fluid level. Antifreeze level. Battery water level. Radiator coolant level.
Brake and fluid level.
You take some cough medicine given to you by a friend. What should you do before driving your car? Drive a short distance to see if the medicine is affecting your driving. Ask your friend if taking the medicine affected their driving. Drink some strong coffee 1 hour before driving. Check the label to see if the medicine will affect your driving.
Check the label.
At an incident, how could you help a small child who isn't breathing? Find their parents and explain what's happening. Talk to them confidently until an ambulance arrives. Put them in the recovery position and slap their back. Open their airway and begin CPR.
Open airways or CPR.
You're driving on a motorway. What does it mean if the car in front shows its hazard warning lights for a short time? The other car is going to change lanes. Traffic ahead is slowing or stopping suddenly. There's a police speed check ahead. The driver wants you to overtake. Traffic ahead is slowing or stopping suddenly.
Yeah.
What does this sign mean? Road ahead ends. Bridge over the road. Uneven road surface. Water across the road.
What across the road?
You've been involved in an argument that's made you feel angry. What should you do before starting your journey? Have an alcoholic drink. Turn on your radio. Calm down. Open a window.
Calm down.
Why could it be dangerous to reverse from a side road into a main road? Your reverse sensors will beep. Your reversing lights will be hidden. Your view will be restricted. Your mirrors will need adjusting.
View will be restricted.
You arrive at the scene of a motorcycle crash. No other vehicle is involved. The rider is unconscious and lying in the middle of the road. What's the first thing you should do at the scene? Move the rider out of the road. Give the rider reassurance. Clear the road of debris. Warn other traffic. You arrive at the scene of a motorcycle crash. No other vehicle is involved. The rider is unconscious and lying in the middle of the road. What's the first thing you should do at the scene?
Right. Well, the movement of them could cause more injury.
Give the rider reassurance.
No.
Clear the road of debris.
No.
Warn other traffic.
Yeah.
What will reduce fuel consumption? Accelerating rapidly. Staying in lower gears. Driving more slowly. Late and heavy braking. What will reduce fuel consumption?
Yes, I think braking hardly would increase your fuel. Driving slowly would.
Accelerating rapidly.
That's not fun.
Staying in lower gears.
Or driving more slow.
What restrictions apply to people who have a provisional driving license? They can't drive with more than one passenger. They can't drive over 30 miles per hour. They can't drive unaccompanied. They can't drive at night.
Can't drive unaccompanied.
You're approaching a red light at a puffin crossing. Pedestrians are on the crossing. When will the red light change? When the pedestrians have cleared the crossing. When the driver from the opposite direction reaches the crossing. When the pedestrians push the button on the far side of the crossing. When you start to edge forward onto the crossing.
When the crossing is clear.
You're approaching an unmarked crossroads. How should you deal with the junction? Accelerate and keep to the middle. Slow down and keep to the right. Accelerate and look to the left. Slow down and look both ways.
Slow down, look both ways.
You're about to reverse into a side road. What should you do if a pedestrian is waiting to cross behind your car? Reverse before the pedestrian starts to cross. Give way to the pedestrian. Sound your horn to warn the pedestrian. Wave to the pedestrian to stop.
Okay.
Reverse before the pedestrian starts to cross.
Yeah.
Other drivers may sometimes flash their headlights at you. What's the official meaning of this signal? There's a fault with your vehicle. They're giving way to you. There's a radar speed trap ahead. They're warning you of their presence.
Give them way.
Approaching a level crossing with no barrier, you'll see that the lights are flashing, indicating that a train is approaching. You stop to wait. Around a minute after you have stopped, a train rumbles slowly past. Nearly 30 seconds later, the lights are still flashing, although you cannot hear or see any more trains approaching. The driver of the vehicle behind you flashes his lights, and the lorry behind him sounds his horn impatiently. A few moments later, the lights stop flashing. You start to move forwards, but as you get to the crossing, your vehicle stalls.
What should you do if the red lights start flashing as you approach a level crossing? Go over it quickly. Switch on your hazard warning lights. Go over it carefully. Stop before the barrier.
Stop before the barrier.
You're waiting at a level crossing. What must you do if a train passes but the lights keep flashing? Carry on waiting. Park and investigate. Edge over the stop line and look for trains. Phone the signal operator. You're waiting at a level crossing. What must you do if a train passes but the lights keep flashing? Carry on waiting.
Carry on waiting.
When should you use your vehicle's horn? To alert others to your presence. To greet other road users. To signal your annoyance. To allow you right of way. To alert others to your presence.
Yeah.
When should you flash your headlights at other road users? When letting them know that you're there. When showing that you're giving way. When telling them that you have right of way. When showing that you're about to turn.
Give them way.
Your vehicle has stalled in the middle of a level crossing. What should you do if the warning bells start to ring while you're trying to restart the engine? Carry on trying to restart the engine. Run down the track to warn the signal operator. Get out of the car and clear of the crossing. Push the vehicle clear of the crossing.
Get out of the car.
Okay. Let's go. Okay, so number 2, Dano. If it was a contraflow cycle lane, which means the cycle lane would be coming opposite to you, it would have an arrow.
Yeah.
So that's with a flow cycle lane. Number 7. Okay, you're parked on the road at night. When must you use parking lights? So you put when there are continuous white lines in the middle of the road. That doesn't really mean anything. It's just when the speed limit exceeds 30 miles an hour. Uh, 11, yeah. When are you not allowed to sound your vehicle's horn? You were almost there, but yeah, between 11:30 and 7 a.m. in a built-up area. even though nobody actually listens to that.
Yeah.
And yeah, sound the horn at any time they want to. But yeah, so between 11 and 7. Think of it as 11 rounds with 7.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you're with me.
Yeah.
So 11, 7, it sort of rhymes. So yeah. 15. We've had this one before. So B is a pedestrian crossing.
Yeah.
C is the school crossing or school. D is elderly people in the road. And A is pedestrians in the road.
Yeah.
31. This was a little bit of a strange one. You ever notice roadworks are yellow with black lettering?
Mm.
And roadworks would show if there's a diversion.
Yeah.
It's a diversion route. So roadworks will use yellow with black lettering.
Yeah.
It stands out. So that would be a diversion route which you would see by roadworks.
Yeah.
40. What will reduce fuel consumption? Well, if you're driving more slowly, you're not using the engine as much, which means that you won't use as much fuel.
Yeah.
So it's just what's the load on the engine. 40. Oh, and hang on, then we just done that one. 44. Okay, so you're about to reverse into a side road. What should you do if pedestrians waiting to cross? Give way to the pedestrian. If you were on a test, or if you're learning to drive, or if you're doing that, then you would wait to do the maneuver until everything was clear.
Yeah.
Even if you were just about to start the maneuver because everything was clear, and then something comes along, you would still then stop and wait for that to clear.
So what happens if you're reversing or taking any move as like into a street, and somebody and you stop to let the person cross, but they go, no, carry on.
Well, you would just stand there and wait because you shouldn't be taking directions from pedestrians or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so other drivers may sometimes flash their headlights at you. What is the official meaning of this signal? It's the warning you of your presence. So you can use the horn to warn people of your presence, and you can flash headlights at them to warn people of your presence. Think of police question Monday when they said about pulling you over. What would they do? They would flash their headlights and point to the left. So flashing their headlights would give them the thing of your presence. Yes. And then this one you got wrong because you thought of that first one.
Yes.
49 is when should you flash your headlights at the road users when letting them know that you are there.
Yeah.
There you go. But very good. So we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. You just need, just to iron out these silly questions. Okay, I'll catch up with chat. So D. Harris says, I take their car keys, no option to drive. Yeah, good point. Oh, hang on, what's happened here? There we go. That's wrong. There we go. Gillian Stott says, well done. No, thank you, Gillian. And D. Harris says, not a bad effort, Dano. Just keep up the practice. Yeah. So, and it is Friday, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it.
I think some of them, like that tribal one, I didn't know. I was okay. Well, I've seen those ones, so Korea, and then the other thing I was like, well, it must be the picnic one.
Yeah. No, if it was a picnic area,
yeah, I think
it would be a brown sign with a white emblem. Because that's for tourist attractions.
Yeah.
So basically when you look at roadworks, any roadwork signs, they are yellow background with black lettering.
Yeah.
So it's easy to see. and you would get diversions at roadworks. So it was just basically telling you which, carry on the diversion.
Aye.
So that's all.
Mm.
So there we go.
Yeah. I may do another one. On Monday. On Monday, so
Shouldn't be a problem. I'm all hooked up now, so there's no risk of anything going down. So yeah, because we're now on EE, so yeah, should be okay. Okay.
Yep.
Right, well, it's a good night for me. Well done tonight, Dano. We just need to iron out the little niggly questions, and then yeah, you'll be on your road.
yeah.
So yeah, good night from me, and I'll catch you all later.
Yeah, nice for me. And like I say, I'll probably do one on Monday, so just keep a lookout. Until then, night all.
Bye.